Hail and welcome to another episode of Dwarf Fortress Basics, or How to Dwarf. And you may have noticed that we are not at our testbed fortress anymore. We are actually back at the embark screen. Why is that? Well, that's because the topic of this video will be how to set up your nobles, your initial starter nobles, those useless layabouts that demand everything and let you export nothing. But these ones are actually almost the useful ones. And unfortunately, this is going to require taking points away from your embark, because we are going to have to embark and prepare carefully. So here we have our dwarves. We have 7 of them. They are currently completely unskilled in everything. Now I'm just going to go from top to bottom to make our dwarves, to spread out the noble burden. So the first one that's easiest to set up would be a diagnostician for our chief medical dwarf. And for that, we need to go down to find the medical skills. There we go. So here we go. Plus key to bring it up. We can only get up to proficient level of skill, which is, let's see, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It is a skill level 5 for it. It's not legendary, but it's better than nothing. Now, your chief medical dwarf probably doesn't need a high level diagnostician skill, to tell you the truth, and you should probably actually invest in some surgeon, bone doctor, suturer, and wound dresser, as well as diagnostician. So that way they can actually kind of do all the jobs when your dwarves get hurt. Next, we will want to set up a sheriff for Dwarven Justice. And the only really skill you need here is Judge of Intent? Yes, Judge of Intent to detect lies, because that will be handy against vampires that you found in your fort and need to sentence them to justice. Vampires are usually very proficient liars, and so you need a Judge of Intent to get around that. This person you might also be bundling into your fledgling military, so you might want to give them weapon skills, armor skills, or teacher skill would be great, so they can teach the dwarves how to fight, and along with leader, so they can do demonstrations. Next dwarf, we need a bookkeeper. And actually, bookkeeper doesn't require any skill, because that would be record keeper, but record keeper honestly has no purpose in gaining XP, so there's no purpose in wasting your points on it. However, your bookkeeper will often double as your broker and double as your manager, in which case you also want to give them Judge of Intent, so they can figure out if the caravan they're trading with is happy with the deal or not happy with the deal, and when they're about to leave based on the cues. And you definitely want them to have appraiser. Appraiser is how you will know how much your stuff is worth. And with that, will actually give you the best deals on your trade caravans as they come in. Otherwise, appraiser can be hard to level up without telling the caravans to fuck off, because all they'll have to look at is statues and things you've produced in your own fort to bring up the skill. Let's see. Manager, chief medical dwarf, bookkeeper / broker. Is there any other I am forgetting that needs nobles? No, I don't think so. So, we'll just go with this as it is. We'll embark. If I miss something, you can always look back at the skill list. Oh, think faster, my machine. Alright, so now we need to go into the end screen to configure our nobles. So the expedition leader is assigned automatically. It's usually the person with the highest social skill. Usually they will also turn into your first mayor unless you get something off with your first migrant wave. Militia commander, obviously you want a person with military skills, because they'll also be leading your dwarves in battle. Sheriff, there we go. No relevant skills, no relevant skills. Where's that one I have a Judge of Intent? I don't know. So Hammer is your executioner. You usually want to set up your person with the lowest strength stat so they don't kill everyone. So a lot of crimes in dwarves require execution as a punishment, or attempted execution as a punishment, while the sheriff and his later guards will hand out beatings, which are just done with their bare fists. Manager, let's find our traitor. Nope, let's do this first. Chief Medical Dwarf, easy. Diagnostician, the doctor. Broker, here's our adequate Judge of Intent with appraisal. Excellent. Bookkeeper. Trader again. Oh, yes, and that's the other thing. These guys are going to require special bedrooms. They're going to require offices. They're going to require dining rooms. If you go under the dwarf, under units, and take a look, nobles automatically get purple. And you can go into him to see what he needs. So he just wants a meager office. So that will basically just be a little hole in the wall with a chair and a table and a door. Very easy to satisfy. Let's go back into nobles. So the bookkeeper, though, has some additional settings. We want to go into here. Lowest precision through highest precision. Always keep on highest precision. Honestly, this is something I wish Toady would code out. Precision is entirely based on how long it takes the job to do. And it doesn't take long to do to begin with. The only time it takes an exceptionally long amount of time to update all your stockpile information is when you buy out a caravan or your initial embark where they have to count everything from the get-go. That is the only time it takes an exceptional long time. So just set it to highest precision and never worry about it. Manager is required to create work orders 16 or greater. And so is actually a fairly key component to your fortress unless you're using DFX workflows. Sheriff, we went over. Yeah. I can't figure out where my other Judge of Intent guy was. So we'll make it the broker too. But yeah, the sheriff needs weapon racks and chests. Hammer doesn't, I believe. Militia commander doesn't need anything, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, militia commander doesn't require anything. So yeah, that's pretty much nobles. So have fun disposing of them in various and cruel and horrifying ways. Good night, folks.